So let's talk about what a path is. Eventually we're going to talk about Hamilton paths and Hamilton circuits, but before we do that we have to talk about what a path is, what a circuit is. Okay, so everything that we talk about is going to be related to connected graphs. So I have a picture, my Gatorade's in the way. I have a picture of a connected graph here, and we're going to just talk about what a path is. So a path is a sequence of distinct edges, each adjacent to the next. Okay? So there's a couple words in here that are important. My green pen's not working for me. Distinct and adjacent. So distinct means different, basically. So that means you can't use the same edge twice. Adjacent just means next to. Okay, so let's look at one possible path in this connected graph. So if you were at A, so I'll draw a picture of a person here, and wanted to go to C, you could go from A to B, then B to C. That's a path. It's a sequence of distinct edges, each adjacent to the next. So I went from A to B, then B to C. Okay, that's a path. Now, the number of edges in a path is called the length of the path. So this has two edges, AB and BC. So this path that I drew here, from A to B, B to C, has a path length of 2. Okay. Obviously that's not the only path in this graph. I'm going to draw another path. Let me just pick a number. 4. I'm going to pick a number 4. I want to draw a path of length 4 in this graph. So what I could do is go from A to B. That's one path for one edge. B to E, that's 2. E to D, then D to C. So there's a path in this graph that has length 4. A to B, B to E, E to D, and D to C. Okay? So obviously there's other paths that have length 4 too. A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to E would also be a path of length 4. You could find one of length 3, length 2. There probably isn't one of length 20, obviously, because it has to be distinct edges. So you can't just say, well, then C to B, then, because you can only travel on each edge once. So there's a certain amount, there isn't a path of length like 20, let's say. But you can find one of length 1, obviously 2, 3, 4. I just found one of 4. So that's what a path is. Okay? Now, eventually we're going to talk about what a Hamilton path is. But before that, I also want to talk about what a circuit is. So that'll be the next video.